Suze?
Hi, episode 905. You sound perkier.
I am feeling amazing. Guys, let me tell you a little bit something. Antibiotics are fantastic. If you actually need them, turns out they're really helpful.
They're a miracle. They're an actual miracle.
Susie, within 24 hours of taking antibiotics, I was a new human. And before I was like, is this my life forever? Am I just is this how I am now? Because it had been like 3 weeks of being sick.
Yes. And did you learn a valuable lesson?
Yes. Go to the doctor.
I can understand why someone like you does not want to go to the doctor.
You don't have to suffer.
No, you do not have to suffer.
It's so bad. And that over-the-counter shit, it doesn't work.
I know.
If you're really sick.
Talk about a scam.
What a fucking scam. I was taking everything that they had, and it wasn't even putting a dent in. I'm like, okay.
Right. I told Sarah that funny tweet that says, like, Benadryl, because you can't sneeze if you're unconscious. Right. That's basically what Benadryl offers. It's just like comatose.
Yeah. So now we're good.
Okay, good.
Feeling great.
I went to the doctor today, too. I had my favorite appointment, the old skin mole check.
Oh, nice. What? Yeah. Any news? Everything looking clear? Clear edges? Clear borders?
Yeah, I'm always just like, what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? It's really just like you're getting old, so that's
right.
There are more little guys around, but they're not suspicious.
Have you heard about this thing where they're using AI to scan your body and then like they do that and compare that scan and you can see every like little teeny tiny change? It's basically the same thing that they were using to map stars. Like the same technology. And we're going to like notice any changes. And so they like map the body and then use like AI to notice any changes with any of the moles or anything that could be suspicious. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. Because even like it's still just so fast. You think like, how can they know so fast? I guess
how can they know? Well, I'll tell you, it goes a little bit slower with me because of the tattoos.
Right. Because
I've had a couple they had to just fire away at because they're like, this looks funky.
Yeah, because I was talking to her about how Bob Marley had one on his toe, and that's how he died. And because he's so dark-skinned, it's very hard for them to spot them before they become lethal. Yeah. And so I can see why your tattoos are a problem.
Yeah. And there's one spot in particular that it was an area on my tattoo that took a very, very long time to heal. And then whenever I go in the sun, gets a little bit raised. And it was the one where I got the hand poke tattoo in Thailand. Yeah. So maybe there was something about like scarring of the skin. Because essentially that's what it's doing. A tattoo is just like scarring the skin.
In a pretty way.
In a pretty way, right. It's like damaging, injecting it with stuff. But you're causing an open wound. And if I then did that, then went in the sun, it was in Thailand, blah, blah. And it was like, it could definitely be that area. So like, zap that little guy.
That's good.
But this is what our podcast has become. It's basically an aging woman podcast because one of the stories I have today is on grandma hobbies and how those are fantastic and we need to be doing more of them. So look at us.
Because that's what I was saying. Like she was just saying, oh yeah, those are new, but like those are just because you've been living longer. She's trying to say it in a nice way. And I'm like, well, I don't like them. And she was like, well, you'd hate the scars from removal more. So we just leave them.
Right. That is the thing. I got a couple moles on. I remember a couple years ago, it was like right during the pandemic when those like tattoo freckles were getting real popular. You see when people were getting those. I was like thinking to myself, oh, I would love some like cute little freckles like that. And I got new freckles, but they popped up all over my stomach.
Right, exactly.
I was like, what the fuck? What are those?
What
now
are
my
those?
stomach looks like a constellation.
Yeah, no, thank you.
It's like connect the dots, la 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 la, connect the dots. Ah,
that's what I'm saying. It's not cute.
it did not come in cute places like the little tattoos do on people's
Damn
noses.
it, Sarah.
Stuff. Like when I was little with the little freckles. I mean, I have some there, but
Did the ones that you had as a child go away?
What, on my face? On my no, they're still there. Yeah,
Okay.
I got a couple.
Yeah, those are so cute in those pictures you showed when you were a kid.
Little beauty marks.
Little Sarah was a doll baby.
Oh my gosh, she was so cute. She was just. I feel more like her now.
I think you are more like
it's
her
really
now.
nice that they do say that about menopause.
Yeah.
Kind of go back to original factory settings.
Yeah, and those are way better.
Yeah, way better. You get a little. I will say, being on testosterone, now I got to deal with like acne all over again. I got some breakouts, like
where on your face or your butt or what?
Face. Oh, and I didn't even think, but yeah, probably butt too.
Really?
Yeah. Gosh, my butt sure has been a topic on this podcast for the last few weeks.
I was just thinking about that. I was thinking about how when we are in New York, I'm going to be like, all right, bend over, Rice.
And I can't wait to show. I'll be like, yeah, because I did Google. It's not as severe as the pictures I see. It's very almost
I have to
unnoticeable.
Take a picture of mine and send it
almost
to you.
Unnoticeable.
Really?
But definitely no. But if you feel, it doesn't feel like nothing, but it doesn't look like something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Like mine, I think is something.
Yeah. Well,
but you don't call it a second butthole for nothing.
I don't call it that, but.
Well, yeah, we'll compare. We'll keep you people posted. You're welcome.
I love it. I can't wait to see you in real life. It's going to be great.
Butthole. Yeah.
And my butthole. Okay. What else do I want to tell you? Updates. Oh my gosh. Have you seen Love on the Spectrum season 3?
No. But I was preparing for this conversation because I'm
obsessed.
You love it.
I love it so much. I bawl my eyes out because here I was watching with my girlfriend and I'm like, we were both just obsessed and said, it's so beautiful because this is what we're all thinking and feeling. Like if you took away the
ego?
Yeah, like the ego and the filters that we put all of our words through and you just said how you felt. I mean, it's what we're all, it just shows that deep down we all I think it's a great example. I think we should be all trying to be more like that.
I mean, that is what I'm trying to do with my connection cards.
But I really
think
good.
Some people find it like it freaks them out maybe.
Well,
like if we start behaving like these people, do you think it would be well received?
I think the more, and maybe that's a little bit about what I mean when I am more like the younger Sarah than I've ever been, is that I don't pretend or it's kind of like masking, I'm not acting how I think I should act. I'm acting
just how you feel.
I feel and how I want to be and communicating those feelings.
Can I ask you this?
So much better.
I don't even know if this is appropriate to even ask, but I literally just said this to Adam today or yesterday. Do you think there's a chance you're on the spectrum?
I have considered this. And I think really, really like nobody would ever. It's definitely neuroatypical.
Well, right, there is some overlap.
There's so much
stuff.
overlap.
Yeah,
and because it does feel like,
you know how you don't know when a conversation's over.
And so much. I feel like I'm so good at knowing about people because I have studied them.
Because you have to mask.
Right. And I think when I've
already decided.
When I let myself go, well, and I get asked this by my psychiatrist, there's always the questions, these kind of questions that come up because I think it is there. And when I watch this show, there are so many things that are so relatable where I said, and then I think about, man, the way I feel about Toy Story and stuff like that is my, what do they call it? Special interest. It's
Totally.
not typical.
It is not.
And I get that. And the feelings that I get are the same as what the people on the show describe when they're talking about their special interest or just
like it's
so much stuff.
It's deep and like really emotional.
And when one of the characters like main like trait or thing that they talk about a lot is how he has color graph synesthesia and how colors are numbers. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's not a thing.
What made me say it to Adam is that I read this article in New Scientist, and it was about the reason that autism is perceived as a male thing rather than equal between male and female, and how it was like almost self-fulfilling and self-perpetuating.
Yeah.
That they were only studying males.
Right.
So they only learned how it presented in males. So they only diagnosed males.
Right.
And that in the female autistic brain, it is not the same. Different parts light up in different ways, especially about rewards. Like they're more inclined to, of course, be socially like typical.
Yeah.
And all that. And I started reading like the way it was describing the people, and I was thinking about how you feel like at parties you don't know when a conversation's over, and like when you're on the phone you don't know when someone's
it's the
winding
worst.
down.
I hate talking on the phone.
And there are things about you that are so different from like most people, and I thought maybe Sarah's on the spectrum.
Yeah, so I'm just hang out somewhere in that neurotypical.
When it's genetic,
spectrum.
Your brother has it,
right? And there are other people in my family that we suspect as well. Like,
would you welcome that diagnosis?
Yeah,
or it would just freak you out. Or
no. I think I have no problem with understanding the pieces to the puzzle, and
I think you would love it. You would get so into it.
It wouldn't change much about what I do already.
Your own autism.
My brother Lucas is always like, God damn it, everybody thinks everybody's on the spectrum these days. And I want to be like, Lucas, just your whole everybody in your family.
Yeah.
Like, you're surrounded by people who, and then sometimes the like sensory things. But but you just learn how to manage and cope but what I think it does is it helps me be a really good therapist.
Exactly.
And, when I was watching the show, there's this wonderful woman, I think her name's Jennifer Cook, who is a coach for the people who are on there, like dating coach, and helps them talk about it. I freaking love doing that. If anybody is interested in some dating coaching, reach out to me. Send me a message.
You love it for anyone, not just people on the spectrum?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Love it for anyone, but people on the spectrum, I think, as helping people do the things that because I get it,
What does she tell them? Like, what's the coaching?
Talking about how to like emotionally regulate and let's see, we have a comfort zone, and it's okay to get outside of your comfort zone, but too far outside of your comfort zone is the panic zone. And so we want to find this area in between that's called the learning zone, that's different than what you are, but allows you to like learn more, but you feel comfortable in there.
Right. You're challenging yourself, but you're not going to fall off the cliff. Okay.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
And how to manage those feelings, how to be okay with compromise, and just even like how to start and end a conversation. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think a lot of
having a
neurotypical people need to take this coach.
That absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like this is not just. This isn't everybody.
This is about
thing.
being a person.
Yeah, and this is a lot of the social skills that we've kind of lost post-pandemic because we haven't had a lot of practice in like small talk. In that normal chit chat, because our brain was telling us that was dangerous for a little while. So then you combine danger with all of us going to social media and being more online or on screens in how we connect.
Yeah.
It's going to make it more challenging. So I think all of us need a little bit of that.
I swear, it's so crazy you're saying this because I was just reading this article about how men are like spending thousands and thousands of dollars on OnlyFans. And they, of course, in the article are framing it as sort of like the way that, you know, men are wasting their money on these like parasocial relationships and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure that's part of it. But I also think that when your whole life has been online,
Yep.
that feels like a more normal encounter and a more natural experience than going on a date to Chili's.
Absolutely.
You know? And so like you almost prefer just paying for some lady to pretend to like you and chat with you on your phone than to have to like go into what may be the panic zone.
Yes.
To just go out in real life with somebody.
Yeah, and I think we're getting sold this idea that strong emotions or strong feelings are dangerous and we should shy away from that. And it's very
We've never
easy.
embraced that message.
Right. It's very easy to confuse like, oh, I'm nervous and excited with I'm afraid and I can't do this. And it's so easy for those thoughts to take over and that to go into, I can't do this. This is terrible. And like into that social anxiety kind of range, that panic zone. And learning how to manage those feelings and kind of talk yourself down and
like
listen to the
identify
voices
them.
in your, identify that and say like, yeah, it is okay to be excited right now. Your heart's racing. Why could your heart be racing? Well, because you're doing something new. New things are scary, and that's okay. How can let's take a big deep breath. Let's look around and notice that there's really nothing scary in our environment, that we're going to be okay. Nobody ever died from talking to somebody. Like, let's take a big deep breath. Okay, I could do this. Like, we have to do that.
I have a lot of questions I wanted to ask about the show still, but
Yeah.
I do have to talk about something else we love, which is Thrive Cosmetics.
Oh, just thinking that today.
Love.
As I was putting on my amazing mascara, an amazing foundation, an amazing cheek blush. It's all I
true.
use.
It's true. And the Brilliant Eye Brightener, I almost took a photo the other day because I wanted people to see it. Because I was like, wow, that looks so pretty. And it's so
Yeah.
easy. I mean,
Easy.
you don't have to have any skills. It looks so great. They have 31 shades, so like you can get a smoky eye or whatever. But as we always say, the mascara is the best. You have to buy it. It is
If you have hooded
non-negotiable.
lids, like the kind where you open your eyes and like after the middle of the day
Right.
and you see all the mascara on the top of your eyelid, like, you know, maybe you're somebody who is getting older, like me, who has to like lift their eyelid up when they do their eyeliner, then you will love this mascara.
You will love it. It is a
Trust.
flake-free tubing formula, and it's easy to wash off. And it looks freaking great. And they donate products and funds to help communities thrive, which we love, of course. Try your new trusty favorites with an exclusive set for our listeners. New customers can get the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara and a mini-sized Brilliant Eye Brightener at a special set price with free shipping available at thrivecosmetics.com/braincandy or save more with 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/braincandy. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/braincandy for 20% off your first order. Okay, I wanted to know, do you remember when you watched the show last season, I guess, or previously, and...
I've rewatched them all twice. so,
Okay.
yeah, don't worry. I'm fresh and up to date.
If I'm remembering correctly, because I was sort of asking, like, do these people really want to date or do they just want to bang? Oh, yeah. What is the perception now? I think I remember.
A little bit of both.
Oh, okay.
Some of them really want companionship, and then there's a couple that got together last season that, spoiler alert, is going to break up because she wants to bang and he doesn't want premarital sex.
Stop.
Yes. But now she has a new boyfriend. She's dating a cop,
Oh, my God. Is she like...
and they're banging.
So we're calling it the spectrum because there's a real range, right?
Yes. And that's also why I love the show, because they really show you that range.
Okay.
They have people
what side of
who-
it is she on here? High functioning?
Yeah, she's high functioning. She's an animator. She owns an animating studio. Her name's Danny. And
Like
she
if you met her, do you feel like you might know that she was on the spectrum?
Yeah.
Okay. But she's high functioning.
Yeah, because and a lot of what you
Horny.
see, and I think this is that so much of how they talk and what people on the spectrum, like how people on the spectrum communicate, is through what they've seen and what they've learned about, being a person. So a lot of it is the women talk like Disney princesses.
Really?
Because a lot of them grew up watching Disney, and so they have like
It's like a lilt.
it's and the men kind of talk like they grew up watching Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Fascinating.
And so it seems like whatever they chose to learn about relationships through, or
Informs like what they think
yes.
is normal or something.
yeah, and how they talk, and a lot of like movie quotes, like most lines are movie quotes.
What?
Yeah. Like
Most of the things they say?
a lot, not most, but often a lot, and they show that in like they'll show them just do their whole little monologue from the movie.
Okay.
It's like, okay, I see how your brain works.
Wow. All right. And so what do you think is the best season to watch, the newest one?
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
it's so cute because everybody's getting together, and there's a couple that's celebrating their 3-year anniversary, and they're the cutest. And you see how their families have combined, and how now they can have an entire multi-family support system for these two who are going out and going on dates alone, which they never thought they'd ever be able to go anywhere by themselves. And it's so hopeful. And the moms are my favorite.
Oh.
It's very cute.
Huh.
The families and how they talked, how they support their children, and the ways that they've been told how how limited their children's lives are going to be,
yeah.
and how their children and them pushed back on that and are, what did she call it? I can't remember the word she used, but like she basically said, like, yeah, we showed them I'm like a exception to the rule, or I'm an exception, or I'm a miracle, or whatever she said.
Wow.
It was really cute, and
Well, do you
it's
think
very
that
sweet.
the show provides a model for what can be, or do you think it's like, of course they're going to cast folks with a high likelihood of, being able to do it. Do you think maybe it
Oh, there's a whole
false hope
range.
at all, or do you
No,
think it's
I
realistic?
don't. I think it's very realistic, and
Okay.
I think the fact that now I've followed up on everybody, and people are still in relationships and have found love, and even ones didn't find love till their 3rd season are now
They keep coming back?
and happily together. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
As one guy says, like the villain from a horror movie, he keeps coming back. And they're really cute because now they're self-producing, and they're like, okay, so you say this, and then I'm going to say this, and they just keep all of that in there, and it's just adorable. I love it.
That one guy that's real into Jack Black that was on Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, yes, Tanner.
Did he have luck finding somebody?
He has not had luck finding somebody yet, but he has friendships with all the people that he has gone on dates with, and I think
What do you think goes wrong there? Is it
I
the close
think-
talking?
No, I think that there's he doesn't have a good understanding of maybe the difference between a friendship and a romantic relationship, because they were asking him okay, what do you on a date? What do you do with a girlfriend? Do you kiss him? And he goes, I don't know. Because I know you can't tickle them. You can high five them and you can hug them, but you can't tickle them. And so, then they goes, well, can you kiss him? And he goes, I don't know. No, you can't kiss him. So that says that there isn't, he's looking for friendship and companionship and that person be with them. But it might not ever get to that physical place because it's like cognitive limitations.
Are any of them gay?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. It was a lesbian and bisexual, but she wants to date girls, and they're so cute. They're still together.
Wow.
Very
right.
cute.
I'll check it out. You were right about Love is Blind, so...
Yes.
You talked me into
This is
it.
like the opposite of Love is Blind makes you go, love is awful. Nobody's ever going to find it. It's all fake. Everybody's lying. There's no hope. And then I watch this. I'm like, there is hope. Love is real. Everybody is amazing. Love conquers all.
Do any of them hook up on the camera?
You get some you get some very cute kissing moments, and
It's
you
tasteful.
get to see tasteful. With some ones that just start with like a kiss on the hand because he's so nervous. It's very
God.
sweet.
Okay. I'll check
You're gonna love it. I
will.
bawl my
I'll
eyes
try
out.
it. You've convinced me. I was skeptical. Because I don't know. I guess I felt like I worried that it was all producing. You know?
The thing that's good about it is it's the same producer, just one guy who must have somebody on the spectrum in his family because he started doing the Love on the Spectrum in Australia and now brought it to the United States.
Okay.
And one of the main guys cast members from Love on the Spectrum Australia, so funny, so charming, this guy Michael, he ends up getting cast as a character on an Australian TV regular show, and he's fantastic. I've seen clips of it. I can't watch the whole show because it only streams in Australia. I've tried so many times, but now he has a TV show, and he's so good and so funny.
Right.
And so they've given him opportunities and made love connections. And the best is that you see the people on the show are really happy about their participation. The families all love the portrayal of people on the spectrum. They do a really good job taking care of them afterwards. They provide them with all the support and structure afterwards. It's how you should do it.
It is how you should do it. It's probably in part because they know that if they didn't, it would be seen as disgusting.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that would only apply to people with special needs.
Oh, what a good point.
You know? It's
Yes.
only because when it's just regular, like Love is Blind people, everyone's like, we hate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who cares
They're
if
like,
we
you're
take
fine.
care of them?
You don't need any help.
Yeah, you've got a lot of followers now. Go on your way.
Right.
Right. Okay.
I hate it. Yeah.
I hate it too.
So,
I'll check it out.
okay, but I do have some other fun things to tell you. I've recently learned some really interesting information about Einstein, and more than that, the women around him and his personal life.
Oh my God. What? Banging up a storm?
Susie, we don't like him. We do not like him. Okay, are you ready?
What?
Well, yeah.
You are blowing the lid off of Albert Einstein's
I am.
legacy.
Yes, I am. But I'm not the first one to do it. The people
Who's
who wrote his
doing it?
biography and have also talked about this. So
Oh my God.
Einstein's first wife, a lot of people think, helped him significantly in all
I
of his
have heard
discoveries and
this.
research. Her name was Mileva Machik, and she was a physicist. She was one of the only females in a school in Zurich that was the school that Einstein went to. And letters between them that were discovered show them working together on
Right.
physics problems. And he even referred to it as our work and our theory.
Oh Lord.
Yes. And she ended up dropping out of school and not finishing school because she failed her final exams, possibly due to stress, also pregnancy. She was pregnant. And then Albert Einstein leaves her high and dry.
No.
He first, they made like a deal, and when they got divorced, where he said he would promise to give her any future Nobel Prize money, like he would share the prize money with her. But he also had a list of requirements. And this list was transcribed in Walter Isaacson's biography, Einstein, His Life and Universe. So these are like lists from Einstein. This was his list to his then wife. You will make sure that my clothes and laundry are kept in good order, that I will receive my 3 meals regularly in my room, that my bedroom and study are kept neat, especially that my desk is left for my use only. You'll renounce all personal relations with me insofar as they are not completely necessary for social reasons. Specifically, you will forgo my sitting at home with you, my going out or traveling with you. You will obey the following points in your relations with me. You will not expect any intimacy with me, nor will you reproach me in any way. You will stop talking to me if I request it.
I know guys like this.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. He was a regular dude.
He was a fucking asshole. You will leave my bedroom or study immediately without protest if I request it. You will undertake not to belittle me in front of our children, either through words or behavior. Those were the conditions on their breakup, and then she got money. So, like, what a fuck. Okay, then, I'm not even done with him. Then he leaves her, and he decides to go for...
Oh, no. His assistant.
His cousin.
Oh, that is so much worse than his assistant.
So much worse. He married Elsa Lowenthal, his first cousin on his mother's side, and second cousin on his father's side. Double cousin.
Doublemint twins. Gross.
And it gets even worse than that. Before he proposed to her,
God,
she had an 18-year-old daughter from a previous relationship.
Oh, no.
He flirted with her. He had them decide, who will I be with? You guys get to choose.
Oh.
Luckily, he went with the older one, or she went with him.
That's the only good part. He went with his older cousin.
Yeah. He went with the older cousin, not his older cousin's
not
daughter.
His barely legal.
Right. And this is when he was old.
What the fuck?
And he had Einstein and his first wife, what was her name? What did I just say?
Mileva.
Yeah.
Mileva.
They had a child that was either given up for adoption but no record or history of after.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, how do you explain this?
Patriarchy.
Oh my God, for real? Like, do you think it was all context? Like, that's just how people were then?
I mean, maybe. She was only the second woman to finish the physics and math program at that university. Second woman ever.
Why did they divorce? Like, because he wanted the cousin?
I mean, I guess it didn't tell me. I didn't see why they got divorced, but
that is such a bummer, especially because she was so smart.
Yeah.
It wasn't some just dumb hooker or whatever.
But I could see her, you meet this guy in school, you're working on all these physics projects together, then you get pregnant, and he's like, I don't want this baby. So then you have to give the baby up for adoption, and then you are going through depression and all the things that come with that. You don't finish your exams in school, and this guy goes, "You're acting different. I'm going to divorce you.
You're
Here's
not as
this
fun
letter."
as you used to
Yes, that's what I think it is. Here's this letter of requirements, and then I'll maybe give you the Nobel Prize money for the work that you and I basically did together.
Maybe not.
Right.
What a dickhead.
So
history is riddled with the stories of marginalized people, women and other minorities who could have, fucking done E equals MC squared, but were busy making sure nobody else used your damn desk.
Oh, God, it's so depressing. You're so right. That's exactly what it is, and I hate every single thing about it.
Oh, my God. I just can't imagine, but it is a different context. Like, we have to remember that, but it's so hard to do.
And she isn't in textbooks. She isn't talked about. You know,
Right.
I feel like I'm never surprised, but always surprised when, you know, in hosting this podcast, looking fun things up, reading articles, I come across these stories all the freaking time.
Yeah.
This is the Monopoly woman and fucking everybody.
I guess
Did men invent anything?
if we're honest.
War, probably.
Yeah, bad crap. But it just feels like not enough is made of this because that book
I
isn't
know.
new, right? His biography
No.
isn't new.
Old. Yeah.
I'll tell you what is new, and that is Beam Kids. I don't know if you've tried it, but it's an all-in-one super powder that is, I mean, they say it's for kids. I got to be honest. I'm turning a blind eye to that.
Right. Please, you're talking to somebody who loves Toy Story.
Right,
Give me all the
Sarah.
kids stuff.
It
It's like,
is-
I want kids vitamins. I want kids gummies. And here's the deal.
Yeah,
Kids,
it's great.
and maybe me sometimes, because I'm not good at taking care of myself like that, don't get maybe the vitamins and nutrients that they need.
And this is a great way to do it. It's like a green drink, but like, you know, adults have, but it tastes like chocolate.
Oh, yum.
And so kids love it. I love it. And it's created by Olympian Shawn Johnson, who we love because she's very funny and has great
Oh my
sense
God,
of
I
humor
didn't even know that. I follow her on Instagram and I love her family.
for family.
She freaking did
Yes.
a handstand from the floor while she was
While she was pregnant.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, follow.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I
and
love
she's very
her.
funny and like clever.
Oh, yeah. These are the people I want to be supporting, and they're supporting us.
I
Heck
know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shawn Johnson. Beam Kids, all-in-one super powder.
Oh,
It
beam. I
just
get it. Like
launched.
gymnastics beam.
How cute.
Love it.
And it's so great because kids love it. It has 40 essential ingredients to fuel healthy growth, including greens, pre and probiotics, fruits, and vitamins. And it comes in chocolate milk flavor that kids love. Has 13 times the vitamins than the usual supplements. 87% less sugar.
Oh, that's so good.
All
Yeah,
you have to
because
do
all
is-
that chocolate milk, don't give your kid that.
No.
That's really loaded with sugar.
You could just put a scoop of Beam Kids with 8 ounces of milk, shake, stir, froth, whatever.
Yeah.
And then enjoy it. It's a great addition to any meal or drink. Beam Kids is now available online at shopbeam.com/braincandy. Because you're a listener to our show, you can take advantage of their limited time pricing of up to 35% off, plus 2 free gifts using code BRAINCANDY. Get your Beam Kids and your free gifts by heading over to shopbeam.com/braincandy. Enter the code BRAINCANDY. That's shopbeam.com/braincandy and use code BRAINCANDY for up to 35% off. Try it!
Yep. Yeah, so Einstein, Annie continued to have affairs even though Elsa, his cousin, was so loyal.
his cousin.
Yeah. She once said, I love him not because he's a genius, but because he is a human being. So she was just like, oh, I need to...
Elsa.
Charles Darwin also married his cousin. I guess this was like the thing then.
Why was it the thing? Because there wasn't Tinder?
They weren't going out. They weren't...
Right.
don't know.
Why walk down the street when you can walk down the hall?
Oh, God.
No, so gross. I remember people saying that and being like, why is that a
That is
thing?
very funny.
Well, so
God.
you think it was just like proximity and not so much that they were all perverts?
No, I think proximity and, I mean, if it wasn't taboo then maybe, then it wasn't like, but I think also
Yeah, Abe Lincoln,
there might have been a little bit of
Roosevelt.
stroking his ego, or like the fact that they knew who he was and that he had, like, I can see some random gal in the street. It's not like now where you can see how many followers they have on Instagram or something. You know, some gal he meets on the street maybe doesn't
He's questioning her motives.
fan over
Okay.
him the same way somebody who knows that he's meeting with the president or something like that
Okay.
would. Maybe it's, I don't know. I'm just thinking like,
I don't know either. I don't like what
what
I'm
are they
hearing.
falling for is kind of what I'm thinking.
I mean, but if you are going to be with Einstein, you probably should love him for his genius.
Right.
I mean, there's something bad about
What
that.
right. What else?
You're not
'Cause it
loving
didn't
him for
sound
his
like he
big
was a real,
dick.
great guy.
Right. At least he's a genius.
Yeah. She just
And,
loves
like, a
him because
real
he's
one.
human. Is that where the bar's at?
Right, Elsa.
Right.
Low bar
Okay.
lifestyle.
What else do I have to talk about? This is all over the news, all over everything I open up right now. Have you seen that they say they've brought back dire wolves?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know why I'm supposed to be excited about it.
Well, it's dumb because you shouldn't be that
I
excited.
didn't think you were going to say that.
So there's this company called Colossal Biosciences, and they're like, oh, we've brought back dire wolves. Dire wolves. These are like these true wolves that went extinct over 10,000 years ago. And apparently they're
went
genetically,
extinct?
yes,
Okay.
they are genetically very different from your standard gray wolf, I guess.
Okay.
So they used DNA from dire wolves. Well, they tried to use DNA from dire wolves fossils, but it was too degraded to clone. So
Okay.
instead, the scientists inserted snippets of reconstructed dire wolf DNA into gray wolf embryos. Is that really a dire wolf? No. All you've done is tweaked the genes a little bit. Mm-hmm. In kind of this,
I smell trouble. Like,
Yeah.
who's behind this?
this
Who's
company,
funding
this
this?
Colossal Biosciences company.
Okay.
They might be the same company. Remember a while back they were doing that with the woolly mammoth? They were. I don't know if it's the same company, but it feels
sounds
like
like the same
that. Yeah,
vibe.
and people seem to be really fucking excited about it. Like
Yeah, why?
there was a picture of these like white wolves, and they named them Romulus and Remus and Khaleesi are the names
It
of these
feels
wolves.
racist, though. I swear it feels weird that they're white. They're super white wolves, and that everyone's like losing their mind about it.
Yeah, white buffalo, not racist. White wolves, kind of racist.
A little bit racist.
Yeah.
They're like, thank God, those gray ones.
Yeah,
in
well,
big trouble.
I don't know why we need to bring back a dire wolf anyway.
I didn't miss them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not a resurrection of the dire wolf. It's a hybrid.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yes,
Although,
they're a totally different genus.
so you're saying embryo meaning sperm and egg of a gray wolf
Yeah.
have already created an embryo, and then they're just shooting something in there.
Yep. Reconstructed dire wolf DNA. I don't even know how the fuck you do that. They're just tweaking it a little bit to like match which is I think the same thing that they can do with tweaking embryos to make people have blue eyes or brown eyes or babies be male or female.
Oh,
Like they can switch things on and off now. I don't fucking know how.
I don't either. Well, when we were just talking about autism, I was thinking about how bothersome it is to me that there is no genetic marker of autism that
Right.
we know of
Right.
in the genetic code. And like anytime something is sort of just like a group of symptoms, it just feels like I need more.
Right. I totally agree.
But like I said, when they did the brain scans of the female girls on the spectrum, their brains were not operating the same as the boys on the spectrum.
So fast. So there's not even a standard diagnosis. The brain looks fundamentally different. That's almost a different.
Yeah. And when they're doing the assessments, there's like a list, of behaviors and things. And then you check them off, and you used to have a certain number. Let's say I don't remember, but let's say it used to be 9 out of 11, and now it's only 5 out of 11, which
wow.
explains why more and more people are being diagnosed in part. But like, it's all sort of arbitrary and subjective.
Right.
And so it kind of freaks me out.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
I wonder I wonder if it isn't an evolution of the brain in some ways. If it's different, like when you have a very stimulated society an overstimulation of the brain over, I don't fucking know.
Is that what it is in part? Like,
No, I mean, I know that
overstimulation?
when you look at like brain scans, it's like people on the spectrum, we're constantly getting bombarded with sensory stimuli. Yeah. And as people, we learn how to sort out what is necessary and what isn't necessary. And people on the spectrum have a hard time sorting out what is necessary and what isn't necessary. So something as simple as a sound in the background can seem just as important as the conversation they're having in the moment, which can be incredibly distracting and make it so your brain doesn't know what to focus on.
Would you say that you have that problem?
Not severely.
Did you say not severely?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But I have to do a lot of
ADHD
work to
folks-
try to stay focused. Yeah.
Right. It's the ADHD has that in a way too,
Yeah.
where
Yeah. A
there's
lot of
not
overlap.
a clear prioritization
Right.
of stuff.
Yeah.
And so like executive functioning, they don't know
Right.
what to put at the top of the list.
Right.
It's similar.
And then I think it's really interesting that a lot of people on the spectrum enjoy it. It can, and that's why it's such a spectrum with such a range of, and spectrum, not like linear, where there's like severe and high functioning. A spectrum,
what do
like
you
almost
mean?
like a field, like a spectrum of color. Like think of it like that. That it's like if you look at the color spectrum, how there are different clumps that certain things are
Did
clumped
you just
together.
make this up though, or is that how
No,
it's seen?
this is how it's seen. That there are certain levels of functioning are clumped together in different areas of that. Like you might have, so there is a lot of overlap, and it's not a linear thing. Like people think
they
of
should
that.
make that clear.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
the spectrum
maybe you
is
think they
more
do,
of
but I
it's
never
like
knew
the,
that.
like a spectrum, like a color spectrum, like how you have a whole field of color.
Okay,
Yeah,
good to know. Because I just thought it was like high to low functioning.
and there's some people who maybe are like don't like touch and don't like stimulation, and then there are other people who feel better when they have a ton of stimulation and like
Yeah.
how they feel after going on a roller coaster or something.
Yeah.
They feel like more balanced and more grounded. It's very fascinating. I think it's so interesting, and I would love to work with people anywhere on that spectrum.
That's so nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope we get to do that.
yeah, yeah. I feel like you do, and as a therapist and the work that you do, and so it's great. Okay, what else do I have to say? Oh yes, I was right. Actually, in my notes, I have down here that Colossal Company has announced plans to bring back the woolly mammoth and the Tasmanian tiger.
You were right.
Yeah,
It is the same company.
yeah.
They should stop.
I hate it.
This sounds
yeah,
like
they're-
a bunch of dickheads.
Yeah, and critics agree with us. They say that this PR move distracts from real conservation.
Yeah, it's so annoying because it's everywhere. Who is doing their PR? It was in every outlet.
Everything. I think it was on the cover of like Time magazine or something like that.
And I thought it was New York Times.
Oh,
and
maybe
it's-
New York Times. Yeah,
But
some
everywhere.
cover.
Could be
everywhere, everywhere. And
I'm like, why do I care? Just because they were on Game of Thrones?
right, exactly. That is what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's like the nerds were like,
Well, I
guys,
guess they're
you know what we
white.
should do? Like,
Nerds, yeah.
yeah.
Like-
I just don't like the whole concept of de-extinction.
Right.
That feels like,
We have heard this can go wrong.
and I maybe understand if you're looking to bring something back, why not bring back something that went extinct like yesterday?
Hope.
Why not? Yeah, maybe start there.
No, for real.
Why not bring back something that
Oh, yeah. Just like we just
we
lost the
just
last
lost
one.
the butterfly of some.
Yeah,
Why
totally.
not try with something that we ourselves humans,
We know
this
we can
modern
handle it.
era is responsible for killing off?
Yeah.
Or like the dodo. That was not that long ago. Like
They're
that
gone?
seems. Oh yes. They're done so. The dodo
It's not
bird.
funny, but it's funny that you're having to tell me. Are you serious? Like all dodo RIP?
Or R.I.P. Or
What? Who was the last one?
EXTINCT.
Was it in a zoo or something?
Haven't you ever heard that, like, go the way of the dodo? That expression?
Yeah. Well, what we just came up with that expression, and I already know it.
Well, no, I mean, it's like to go extinct, to go the way of the dodo.
I know, but
is
when
like
did these guys die?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say, I'm going to guess before I Google it. 1920.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's crazy.
Not in my
new.
lifetime.
No. When?
Okay, sir. I thought you were telling me like this just happened and we've
I
already
could be
come
way
up
off.
with an expression.
Oh my God, I was way off. Around the late 17th century. Look at that. I thought the 1920s. What a fucking idiot.
No, you're not. I didn't even know they were gone.
I don't know anything.
Who's a bigger idiot? The one who didn't know when they died or the one who thought they were still alive?
The last confirmed sighting of a dodo was in 1662.
Okay, well that explains
it's
how
only
that
like
phrase
300
has had
years
time
off.
to catch up.
Yeah.
Go the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
Okay,
I did not think I would be introducing you to, or like letting you know.
You
of
should
that.
not be surprised because remember the dumb questions I've asked about dinosaurs? Like,
No,
this
this is-
stuff, extinct animals, I do not understand.
Could be my special interest. I don't know.
Yeah, it
Apparently.
kind of is. Space
Animal
and
facts.
animals are sort of your thing.
That it makes sense.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so like I'm always asking the dumbest questions because I have no
They're
clue.
not dumb questions. I mean, I thought 300 years off, but yeah.
I was
Can you
all
believe
of
that?
the years off. Okay, no, well, what part?
Do you see what they look like?
Yeah, why are people upset that they're gone though?
I don't think people are upset. I think
they must be.
well, I wonder, remember when we read The Feather Thief?
Yeah.
I wonder if there was a connection between what we were doing and taking feathers or rare eggs and things like that. Because this seems around that time period where we were just like going to new places, finding animals, stuffing them, and sticking them in museums.
Yeah, they weren't thinking about the future.
No, they weren't at all. And like a lot of birds went extinct because of that whole hat feather craze. That's what we learned.
Right, that was way later, but yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
I see your point.
It was when I thought the dodos went extinct.
But it does feel like there must have been something real great about those dodos because
They
the
were
fact-
really big.
okay.
Yeah, they
So they
were
these
very
humongous
large.
birds.
Yeah.
That looked funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Did people eat them or what? See, here I go again. Is that
I
how
wish-
they went extinct?
I wish I knew. It's primarily attributed to human activities, including the introduction of non-native animals like rats, pigs, and monkeys that preyed on the dodo and its eggs, as well as habitat destruction.
sense.
And
Right.
it was a flightless bird with no natural predators on the island.
Oh, was it in the Galapagos or wherever Darwin was?
You'd think they would tell me which island.
I think
but-
it was where Darwin was.
Oh.
Madagascar or something?
Mauritius, Mauriti.
That sounds made up.
Mauritius.
That is not a country, is it?
Mauritius.
Okay, where is it? Is Indian Ocean.
It's like a
Oh,
small
yeah,
island.
Madagascar.
Oh, Madagascar. Okay, there you go.
See, Suze was right about that one thing.
There you go. Look at us.
Because that's where Darwin was. And so he must have.
Yeah.
That's why it's significant. So this was one of the ones he was obsessed with, the damn tortoise and the
Yeah.
dodo. That's
then-
why everyone's talked about it.
And you know, when you're flightless and you got no natural predators, then all of a sudden we got rats, monkeys, and dogs coming after you. And Charles Darwin and his cousin wife.
Totally. For real though, that's how the dodo got world famous because of Darwin.
Yeah.
I can't believe we figured this all out.
We did. I have one more. I have more stories for you though.
Please,
I've
yeah,
got
by all
okay. So
How else can I look stupid?
no, this one, I think maybe other people are looking stupid. I don't know. You tell me.
Okay.
So there's this urban legend that I am now seeing pop back up. And honestly, I had never really heard this before. And you think as somebody born and raised in Los Angeles and in the film industry, I would have heard this.
Yeah.
There is a rumor that there's a secret highway that goes under the ground of Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. That's specifically for the rich and famous.
I mean, that totally seems like something that would be true.
They call it the Achterbahn, like the Autobahn, but the Achterbahn. And it allegedly connects spots like the Grove, Cedar Sinai, certain studios, and private homes. Yeah, I thought the Grove was a hilarious one to put on there because I'm like, the Grove wasn't fucking cool until like a few years ago. And even then, like, I don't know if it is from anybody who actually lives in Los Angeles.
How long ago did this rumor start? Like, how long has this been a thing?
It popped back up maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. But so
that's great.
What happened was there was somebody who claimed that they were a Starbucks employee who worked at this secret Starbucks where people did, and they had to sign an NDA. And they said they knew, like, who was it? Jerry Seinfeld. They knew his order and that they didn't have to pay, which is stupid. And it was supposedly used by Beyonce, Tom Cruise, and Jerry Seinfeld, other A-listers to dodge traffic. And they say there was this YouTube not YouTube, but like TikTok video or something. It was a clip that I saw where this guy claims like, you know why you've never seen any celebrities in traffic? Like why you don't see like Will Smith in traffic?
Stupid.
Then Will Smith stitches that video of him sitting in traffic, which I think is so great. And because I once saw Jay Leno in traffic.
Right. Everybody has seen Jay Leno in traffic. That guy loves to be seen
and he
in traffic.
waves. He's totally friendly.
Well, and he's always in like an open air car.
Yeah.
It's like one of those old classics with like no roof.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
So,
but it's I love this so much.
Right. It is. I love it too. I do think it's like a fun thing to think about. And I have heard rumors, or not even rumors, but do you remember when Elon Musk was claiming that he was going to build a underground like metro system or like a speed rail that connected San Francisco to Los Angeles?
Yes.
There is the infrastructure. There are these tunnels there. There are tunnels that are underneath.
Right.
But
it's just that celebrities aren't just like driving down there.
Yeah, and what do you think? There's like some little secret door that somebody like checks their celebrity ID. How does one get access to this? This is ridiculous.
And who paid for it?
I don't. Right. Maybe it was like they believe maybe this was like early days of Los Angeles. And they were building it. There are real underground like emergency tunnels at hospitals and delivery tunnels into malls and studio backlot passages and those kind of things. But does the Achterbahn really exist? No. I don't know.
It does not. And I love the idea that it's just like all this highway and then like a Starbucks.
Right. That's what, and I was like, don't you think that they would get something better than Starbucks in there? Like
and
Starbucks
like other stuff too then, like an In-N-Out or whatever.
In-N-Out. Yeah.
But when I worked in Congress, I will say that, I mean, not that it's a secret. This is obvious and common knowledge, but there are tunnels underneath all those buildings so that the Congress people don't have to walk outside.
Yeah.
Like they can go in the tunnel and, I mean, you have to have ID, but
yeah,
that's real.
I just learned about tunnels in places where it gets cold that connect buildings. Like, what are they called? Vestibules or something like that? Yeah. I didn't even fucking know that existed.
Right, because you've never been cold.
Never.
Yeah, we love a vestibule.
I'm like, what do you mean? To go building to what? Well, that's cool. That seems like futuristic to me. I don't know why.
Well, and when I moved to LA, it was the reverse, where I was like, I cannot believe these kids eat lunch outside.
That was a weird thing. Like, I've always had a one-story school where everything's outside.
Yeah.
And it feels
his backpack was outside.
Like cutesy to have like a 2-story or multiple-story room where like you have a cafeteria inside. That's like the movies.
No, it's just to protect us from the elements.
I didn't even get that.
We want what you have. Because like, I just thought, this is crazy. Like,
I will say Link's school that he went to elementary school at.
Yeah.
They had theirs was so outdoors. The fact that those little backpacks were all hung up outside and everything is really wild.
It was. It's just like these people are just assuming it's going to be like this all the time.
Right.
And they're not wrong, but like,
Right.
I don't know. I guess.
It never rains in California.
Great reference.
Thanks,
What
Sus.
made you, like, do you know that song?
Oh, I know
It's
those
always
lines.
funny to me, like, what songs you do know and what songs you know.
I mean, I know.
Because that's a great one, and it's, like, obscure.
Is it obscure?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so.
Well, I mean, when
It's
you
not
live
on
in
the radio
California.
very much.
Right.
Right. Maybe they played it a ton in California.
Yeah.
Okay. You're
It's
right.
kind of like Walking in L.A.
I don't know
song.
that one.
You don't know Walking in L.A.?
sings it?
Walking in L.A. Nobody walks in L.A.
No.
You definitely.
sings it?
You. I don't know. Hang on. You're better
Nobody
walking
walks
in
in LA.
L.A.
But they do.
Song by Missing Persons. Wow, that's a one-hit wonder. Okay, I'm going to play it for you.
Okay.
So, and you definitely know this song. I can't. If you don't know this song, I think it's just from living in California. You know the songs that mention California and the things
Yeah.
that California
I think
happens
so,
or
too.
doesn't happen in California. Because I think of this every single time I go walking in L.A.
Never heard it in my whole life.
Wow.
But that doesn't mean it's not like a hit or anything. It's just no.
Walking in L.A. Nobody walks in L.A. And I was like, I'm not off. That is exactly how she sings it. Because she's
Yeah,
just
it
like,
is. Yep, you sang it
"Nobody walks
true
in
to
L.A. Walking in L.A.
And I'm sure our listeners all know it, but I don't know it.
Oh, look at that. 2 songs that if we were playing Name That Tune, I
Wait,
wouldn't
what was
get
the first one?
No, you knew that other one, but just 2 songs I impressed you with. It
Yeah,
Never
yeah,
Rains in
yeah.
California.
Yeah. Yeah, I do love that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe because they played it more where you lived,
Yeah.
or there are a lot of pockets of pop culture that, thanks to my footloose upbringing,
Yeah.
I have missed. This
That
could be
is true.
that.
That could be that. Yeah.
And I really hate when I hang out with a particular kind of man.
Oh, God.
Because I never pretend to know something that I don't.
Right. That's good.
But that's a mistake around certain kinds of men. Because then they do this thing. You don't know that one? What? Are you and I'm just like,
Right.
I grew up in a cult. Like, I don't...
You could say, if you say you've never seen Star Wars, if you've never seen The Godfather, if
Any of
you've
those.
never seen Rocky,
Right.
you will get that.
Anything they've seen or heard,
Right.
they can't believe
Yeah.
the whole world hasn't seen it. And I hate it, and it makes me mad and then I start thinking, like, I need to challenge them to like a music off. This is
Well,
what I always end up wanting.
Is this
to
what
do.
I did to you with Interstellar?
No.
Oh, thank
no,
God.
no, not at all.
What? You haven't seen Interstellar? That's exactly what I did.
Well, because when you first brought it up, I think it was still relatively new.
Probably.
So you weren't like, what?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's only been critically acclaimed and,
Then it
brought
became
back
a
to the
thing.
screens and,
Well, now it's a thing.
yeah.
But like when you originally said it, you were like, oh my gosh, you have to see it. It wasn't like, what's wrong with
Right,
you?
right. Now I'm like that.
Yeah,
Now
you
we've
are.
crossed over to what the hell is wrong with you? You have to say this.
We've really covered a lot, Sarah.
I know. We sure did.
But I think my favorite part is learning a new song.
Oh, good.
Is it
I'm
really
glad.
a one-hit wonder?
Well, I can't say I know anything else by the Missing
I feel
Persons.
like maybe it's not.
Well,
I feel like they have another hit.
let me look up Missing Persons and see.
Yeah, you can look up their discography in their Wikipedia.
Oh,
it'll
yes,
say.
Betty Davis Eyes.
Yes, okay.
We know that song.
Wait, no, I know the remake, Kim Carnes.
Oh, Missing Persons.
Is it a remake? Yeah, I know
Betty
the remake.
Davis Eyes. Oh, this is the good one.
Let me hear it. Maybe I know this one too. Hold on.
So good. Oh, I love this. I'm giving you the long intro.
This is not better. This is worse. It sounds like me in my garage.
You're right. This isn't the one I know.
Okay. you know Kim Carnes.
I know. I like that one.
Okay.
She's got Betty Davis.
But look in that discography, though, and see if Betty Davis Eyes was a hit. Was it a top 40 in the U.S.?
It was number... Oh, was it? Okay.
In the U.S.
And... Oh, they had a few hits. Destination Unknown. That song, too.
I'm going to investigate these people. These missing people.
Yeah.
Okay, this band intrigues me.
Could be. Destination Unknown. That's another song I know.
Thanks for introducing this to me.
And Walking in LA is number 4 on the list, so...
Number 4 is in the 4th greatest hit?
Yeah, like if you're looking at Spotify ranking their top...
Oh, is that where you look?
Yeah.
That's not how we do it, but I'll use
well,
my
I know that. I just was on Spotify for podcasting purposes. I went to what was...
It's allowed.
Quick. Yes.
Sorry. Okay. Well, good job with all of this shocking information about marrying cousins and...
not extinct animals.
Yeah.
We learned a lot today.
We did, and I am going to check out Love on the Spectrum.
Oh, yes, you're going to love it.
You guys are going to love all of our sponsors. Please check them out on our website, thebraincanddypodcast.com, because it helps keep us afloat. And you can go to patreon.com if you want some reality TV content.
Yes.
Or just leave us a 5-star review if you just want to support us, but, don't have any dough, which is fine.
Yeah.
We love you.
like that too.
All the same.
We'll see you next time.